G'day guys, Cam Wild Touring. Hey, I hope you've had a wicked Easter and school holidays. We've certainly packed heaps into ours. We've been down south with my folks in the southwest, did Easter with Nana and Poppy, which was awesome for the kids, doing their Easter egg hunt and whatnot. We've been up to Dongra, which is a really cool coastal seaside town just south of Geraldton. Been driving on the beach, doing some fishing, eating too much, drinking too much, all that kind of good stuff. And then we've also been down to Lake Kapwari with Tiff's sister and her brother-in-law. So Chloe got to spend some time with her two cousins down there, which is really good. Anyway, we've also bought a boat this school holidays, or I certainly have. I'm sitting in it right now. It's new to me, but it's certainly not a new boat. I'm sitting in a 20-year-old Stacer 525 Sea Runner. Now, I wasn't in the market for a boat. In fact, it's terrible timing. I don't have much space to keep it. I don't have much time to work on it, and I don't have much money to spend on it. But much to Tiff's disgust, I bought it anyway. My bad. And that's because my mate Rob owned this boat for 15 years before me. His circumstances have recently changed. He's not getting as much use out of this boat as he had done in the past. And he offered it to me for a price that I couldn't refuse, so here we are. Anyway, my plans for this boat, it's going to need a bit of a reno, a bit of a rebuild in some respects. It was cheap because it needs a fair bit of work, cosmetically anyway. Mechanically, that motor's only got 500 hours on it, and Rob's just spent a bomb on it being serviced and getting a few things replaced, so it's in quite good condition. But yeah, cosmetically, this boat definitely needs a bit of a tidy up. I guess I was kind of making a video about this to gauge a bit of interest from you guys to see if you're interested in seeing that process. This is different from the sort of content I'd normally put on my channel, but I'm wondering if you guys want to see a bit of a beginner's or amateur attempt at sort of rebuilding, renoing, fixing up an old boat. Let me know in the comments, because I'm going to do it anyway, but whether I film it and share it with you is up to you guys, I guess. The plan long-term, or the dream long-term with this boat, would be to take it up north and do some island hopping and stuff like that, ocean-going stuff. The rest of the family are not really into boating or fishing. Tiff gets seasick, and the kids just don't have the attention span, so it's probably something more for me. But certainly Tiff and the kids are interested in, doing the Christmas lights in the Mandurah canals around Christmas time, having a few picnics in the Swan River, looking for dolphins, that kind of thing. So we'll get a bit of use out of it together as a family, but I'll be doing a few bigger, hopefully offshore fishing trips, island hopping, camping on this thing myself. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, there's a fair bit of work that needs to go into this. The trailer is rusty, not so trusty, so I may need to put a new trailer underneath this boat. I'd love to get something built for off-road use so I could drag this thing up north, but I don't know if I've got the funds to do that, so we'll see how we go. Maybe I have a crack at doing it myself, I don't know yet. The only limiting factor is time, lack of money, and lack of skills, so we'll see what happens there. But certainly I need to fix up the wiring, probably replace the floor, a few things like that before we go too far in this thing. I think probably a good place to start is to stick this thing in the water and see what works and what doesn't work, and see what things that need fixing and repairing first. So before we even do that, I need to replace some of the trailer wiring and fix the trailer lights, because there's no lights at the moment. I've messaged my mate Craig to see if he wants to come out with me tomorrow arvo. So we'll sort out that wiring and we'll stick this thing in the water. Hey mate, how are you? I bought it. You gonna come out in it? Well, the boat went really, really well. Before we even got it to the ramp, like you saw, I had to rewire all the trailer wiring and stuff. I also actually had to replace the tail lights. They weren't working at all even after I fixed up all the wiring. So stuck some new tail lights on it. This thing was really easy to get in and out the water. I could do that by myself, I'm pretty confident. To be honest with you, I had a small amount of like maybe buyer's remorse, or I was just a bit anxious that I might have bitten off more than I could chew with this thing, because when we got it home and I crawled underneath it, there's rust everywhere on the trailer. It needs quite a tidy up. It probably doesn't need a full rental or a full rebuild or anything like that. That was the wrong choice of words, but it needs a really good tidy up. But having got this thing on the water with Craig yesterday, it started first pop, so that motor is great. It was doing, the gauge is telling me that it was doing 35 mile an hour, which I could believe. It felt about that, which is plenty of power for me. And this motor's probably undersized for this hull from what I'm reading. This is only a 75, and these normally would recommend for this hull a 90 to a 115, but it certainly felt quick enough. Really comfortable. Both Craig and I could be on one side of the boat, and it felt stable. You're dry, you're warm, you're protected, and all the rest of it up in the cab. Yeah, it was a good thing. I think we're gonna have some good times in this thing. Let's climb inside and I'll show you some stuff. Squeaky old trailer. When I first was looking at getting this thing, I had huge plans, like I often do. I was getting ahead of myself a little bit, and I was thinking that I'd love to do a big custom aluminium hard top, stick some solar on top, repaint the boat, replace the flooring, you know, lots of electrics, custom trailer, all the rest of it. It would be so easy to overcapitalize, overinvest in an old boat. So I probably need to cool my jets on that a little bit and just maybe enjoy it this season and get a feel for what it does need, and think pretty carefully about how much I want to invest into this thing. But there's certainly some things that do need doing first. So I want to sort all the electrics. I need some nav lights so I can use this thing after sunset. I want to put some lights inside the cab. I want to get a fish finder, a sounder working correctly. I need to fix that bilge. The bilge is not working down there. The floor is really soft in places. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, but the floor is really soft, so it probably does need replacing. And the trailer is, like I said, quite rusty, so I need to sort out this trailer. I don't know what to do with the trailer. I feel like that's something that's a priority, because I do want to take this thing up north off-road, and I just would not be confident in this trailer. So I don't know whether to, you know, just add some steel into it, like add some bracing, re-galv it, put some Land Cruiser hubs and a solid axle and stuff on it, some new springs, or do I just start again, build a trailer myself to the same dimensions, you know, buy a MIG welder and stuff. That might be sort of more than I'm capable of. I need to know my own limitations. Not sure, but I need to do something. Interested to hear what you guys reckon, if it's something I should have a crack at myself, or just bite the bullet and pay a professional to do it. But yeah, definitely need to do something with that trailer, because I want to take this thing up north. Something fascinates me about island hopping on a boat. But yeah, let me know, are you interested in seeing the process of me tidying this thing up and getting it ready for those kinds of trips? Are you interested in seeing some fishing trips, some camping trips? I'm definitely going to roll my swag out, whether it's in the river systems or on some islands or whatever, and camp in this boat, and I want to set it up for that. So, you know, there's plenty of room to stick a toilet and a fridge and stuff in there. I could look at a small portable lithium battery system for this to run some gear. If you want to see that process, let me know. If you want to see some camping vids, some fishing vids, towing this thing up north, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I'd love to hear from you, because this is a bit of a segue from my normal kind of content. The caravanning, the camping, the full driving is always going to be the primary goal here. This stuff is kind of secondary. I feel like it kind of complements the same sort of content. Like, I've always enjoyed the coastal stuff, boating, fishing, so I think they kind of go hand in hand. But I'm interested to hear from you guys if it's stuff you want to see or not. Tiff's actually packing for a caravan trip right now. That's why the door's open. So we're off this morning, which is why I'm just quickly filming this. And I've got to flush some water through that motor from yesterday. I do need your help though. We haven't named this boat. This boat's never been named, so we can name it. Apparently that's a superstitious thing. You can't rename an already named boat, but we're in the clear to name this one. So let me know in the comment section and we'll choose one. What do you think of the boat, Tiff?
Yeah. Yes. There's no point buying a boat now, because it's just going to sit in storage for the next year, because we're going to be traveling, and obviously you can't tow a boat and a caravan. So,
not everything beautiful makes sense.
yeah.
Here we are, we have a boat.
Yeah.
I need to wash this thing out, put some fresh water through it, eh?
Yes.
And you're packing, we're going away.
We're going away again. Last trip.
Cool. Last trip for school holidays. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one. I don't know what it's going to be. I've got a few things filmed. I just need to do some editing. But until then, yeah, see you next week. Cheers, guys. Bye.